Welcome back, YouTube world. Feeling pretty fucking shitty today, honestly. I woke up alright, I got some good sleep, but I don't know, then it just fucking ache and pains from yesterday, I guess. Yesterday I had a pretty eventful, high energy day, so I'm feeling a little burnout from yesterday, you know. So I figured my process is, I feel like shit and I got work to do. Might as well exercise so maybe I can do the work the way I wanted to. It's a pretty common belief, a part of community that I've followed, that you're supposed to do what you're supposed to do no matter how you feel or whatever. And there's a lot of truth to that. However, sometimes you can actually hurt yourself, like they say, consistency over intensity. Like yesterday I went all out. I was in very high spirits, jacked up on coffee and shit. Like y'all saw before, I stumbled across a whole bunch of stuff that was set out that I thought I could flip on Marketplace. So that's what I did. That took about 3 or 4 hours. I wasn't able to get too much work done on my main project, which is building my new house. So like, I guess from straining my nervous system yesterday so bad, I woke up with an extremely sore throat. I started getting it yesterday, but I just kind of powered through it. But today, I was feeling extremely shitty. Feel weak as fuck, kind of depressed, but I figured, instead of me just kind of slowly walking around trying to debark wood and all that other stuff that's pretty strenuous, I figured I would, not take it easy on myself, well, kind of take it easy on myself, but at least try to exercise, stay out in the sun, stay moving, run on the bike. Sometimes you can't always just devote all of your time every day to trying to make money or do something that's a little challenging. Sometimes the way I look at it is like, whenever your body's like giving out, don't stop, but try and do something that's a little less stressful but is still productive, to where you're still kind of pushing your body a little bit, because my thought process is, if I do something like this, then I'll have less days where I'm like that, where I'll strengthen my nervous system. I used to be way too insecure to like do shit like this, talking around people, but also too, it's kind of a privacy thing. I don't want them knowing all my business either. But day by day, I guess I'm going to get better at that. So yeah, I guess if you're kind of like in a super grind mindset where you just want to do everything you can to just make as much money or whatever it is that you're doing, I'm not saying like take a break, but like just try and do something that's less mentally and physically stressful, but also like benefits your body. Like if you can't run, like you feel like shit, instead of just being like, fuck it, I'm gonna just toughen up and run, which that isn't always sustainable, and that's just the truth. Maybe eventually, yeah, your body can get used to it, but if it hasn't, then just kind of take it easy. And that was really a hard thing for me to understand. I had to hurt myself a lot to really just be like, fuck it, what all these 40-some-year-old billionaires and millionaires are saying and shit. They've been doing that for 40 or 20 some years, so yeah, it's a whole lot easier for them to do that. But if you're not quite at that point, you just gotta do your best at where you're at with your body and your mind. And but just a little stride is better than no stride. And also, it like may seem, something I've kind of shown myself or shown to others, is like, I kind of was battling thoughts where I was like trying to work on my cabin thing because I was feeling like shit, and I was like, fuck, you're just being weak and all this other stuff, and kind of made me more depressed, the fact that that I was having these thoughts. And it kind of made me more upset, the fact that I didn't have the energy to do shit. And you know, but I figured, you know, instead of just kind of moping around and just trying to slowly do shit, it's probably better to just kind of take a little break from that. And, you know, I mean, I bought this bike, so I mean, I didn't buy it just for it to sit around, right? You know, so I might as well use it. Another thought I was kind of battling was, well, I feel so shitty from pushing myself so hard yesterday, dealing with, you know, not even just like my body, which I mean, I took a whole lot of steps. I mean, I was at it pretty good for like 6 hours straight. But then I was thinking, you know, I feel shitty because usually in the past, my pattern would be anytime I felt like that, I would just drink a coffee and then try to push through it. But then the other part of me is like, you know, well, I feel this way because of that, you know, drinking coffee, which has a pretty strong effect on me, and then burning all the gears in my body and my brain. But then, and then on the flip side, I was like, well, you know, I shouldn't have to rely on some external source to make me feel better, to be able to push through. So I might as well just try and get some exercise, because usually that always helps with my fog mind, or kind of tiredness and weakness, down thoughts type stuff. You know, I understand that not everybody's in the same predicament where they can be able to make those decisions, but luckily I guess I am. It's just, you actually got to make those decisions. Also, something that I thought about, if you've experienced this, which I have very, very many times, where like, say you're walking on a trail or just kind of anywhere where you're, you know, there's going to be other people, and then someone else is walking in your direction, and then you have like this extreme anxiety and nervous, like, oh shit, what should I do? Should I look at them or whatever? All these kind of thoughts, you know. When you get a bike, it makes it a whole lot easier, because you have less time to think about that, because you're going at a lot faster speed, and you don't have to worry about the way you're walking or if your posture's right and all that type of shit that I used to deal with a lot, and it would really fuck with me a lot. So yeah, if like you're really wanting to exercise and like be out in public and shit, but you do deal with that, try getting a bike. You know, even if society would be like, oh, you're just weak, you're gonna have to get used to it, you gotta toughen it up, blah 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 blah. Yeah, you do to an extent, but you can kind of leverage that to a way and get like a bike, and then make it easier on yourself eventually, to where then whenever you do decide to just walk, it makes it a lot easier having those type of I forgot the word, but you know what I mean. At first I didn't recognize the path, but I went down it. This is a place I used to go a couple years ago during the summers a lot. It's a pretty chill spot. It's right beside a power line thing, but you can see the overlook. It's a really good place to swim during the summer right in there. Yeah. Also, back probably a year or two ago, I think there was a few times last year, sometimes whenever I was in a very dark place, extremely lost, and just, you know, had no job or anything, had no direction. I was kind of mentally ill. Sometimes, you know, I'd go out, not specifically just here, but any place like on the same river, and like say I need to do something. I just felt so tired, didn't have enough money to eat or anything like that. No matter what the temperature was outside, sometimes like even like at 8 in the morning where I was up from the day before, I would come and then just kind of don't go in the water and just try to stay under there. It'd be cold as fuck, and I'd just try to stay on there for a few seconds to snap me out of my my darkness, and usually it worked. And matter of fact, even though I'm not really in that bad of spirits or anything, but I do kind of feel shitty. But also it might fuck my nervous system up a little bit. I'm thinking I might just do it right now too, just for the hell of it, because I am feeling a bit tired and foggy, you know, kind of like a cold plunge, you know, like all the upper echelon people on Instagram do. I might just cold plunge right in here and just see where that takes me. I decided to cold plunge. You know, honestly, when you first put your feet in, it's severely more cold when you only have your like feet and knee high. But then like I wish there was an option to flip the camera while you're videoing, but right there I decided just to like stand and then just fall back into it. I felt like that was the best thing to do, and so that's what I did. Hold my nose, and I just kind of floated there for a few seconds and it came out. And then I was like, well shit, I kind of want to do it again. But then again, like, I do kind of need to do some shit. But it did, like I said, it did kind of snap me out of that fog a little bit, you know. So yeah, and it's only like, what, maybe 60 degrees out here. It's not even really that warm. I mean, it feels good, you know. But yeah, man, sometimes gotta dunk your head under the cold water to get through the fog. See, while I was out and about here, I found this, I don't even know what the fuck it is. It says ramp something, but clearly it's pretty new. I guess some company or something threw it over here. So, shit, I was over here and found this metal thing, very heavy, sturdy, it's sitting there pretty good. I'm gonna try and pull it out. Probably can't take it with me on the bike. That'll be pretty awkward trying to do that, but I'll probably set it to the side. I mean, I'm pretty close to where I can bring my car and then put this in the back, take it to the scrap yard, you know, maybe make at least $10, maybe more, probably more than that. I would like to say that this thing's probably worth more than $10, but you know, that's what I'm saying. Like, when you're out and about and you feel like you're probably not using your time wisely, or you're having doubting thoughts, you know, if you go somewhere and do something that you feel like might not be beneficial, and you're out and about, you might find something that that can help you, you know, or something that's valuable, like this rod right here.